Hello everyone, I'm Debbie Polachek. I am a Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today we're going to be making this little tea light. I made it with the Barnacle Bliss dies. I used the little birds, you can see that, but you could use any of these and use the same pattern that you'll see in this video to make it. Okay, I'm going to start off by cutting a piece of chipboard, and I want to use my trimmer to do it, and I have a blade set aside that's dull just for cutting chipboard. So I want to be sure and do that first. Change my blade. I think this is my squarest side here, so I'm going to cut it 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, but actually I want to cut it just a smidgen less than that. So this is the 2 1/4 inch mark. I'm going to take off about 1/16 of an inch there. Just fold it like that. Since it's just such a hard thing to get it in the same place, I thought I'd just bend it like that. Okay, now I'm going to do a little less than 2 1/4. Just a little bit, a smidgen less. Again, I'm going to do that. So I can see where to go on the other side. So that should be square. A little less than 2 1/4. A little less than 2 1/4. That should be about right. Okay, now I want to cut a piece of the vellum. 4. So that's 8 3/4 by 4. And with my vellum, I'm going to score it at 1/4. Okay. Then I'm going to score it at 2 3/8. 1 2 3/8. And I'm going to score it 4 1/2. I'm going to score it at 6 5/8. 6 4/8, 5/8 right there. And that's it. That's all for the vellum. Okay, I'm going to take a piece of black cardstock and cut it at 4 1/4. Now I'm going to take it the other way and cut it at 9 1/4. Take my score tool and scoreboard, score it at 2, flip it on the long side, score it at 1/4, at 2 1/2, at 4 3/4, at 7, I really like the little bird, so I'm going to use a little bird. So on that 2 1/4 inch piece, I'm going to center this, and I'm quite sure that this is big enough for all of them. Let's see if it is. Yes. Yes, that would be big enough for all of them, even the rows. So anyway, you would put whatever one you choose. Center it in each one of these squares. Avoid the 1/4 inch right here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that and cut it out. I'll be back. Okay, I cut all my stamps, my dies out with that Gemini Junior. It really does a great job on these detailed dies. If you look down below, there's a link on the Amazon link to a Gemini Junior if you are interested in getting one. Now I'm going to go ahead and take it and reinforce all my score lines. It's not necessary to go up too far on the part where the die was at, but probably a good 1/2 inch would be good. 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch. Especially where you have that 1/4 inch score on both sides. Okay, now let's go ahead and do this one. Now I'm going to take my glue and glue this together right here. And go ahead and go up about a 1/2 inch there above the score line. Go ahead and press that together real good. I'm going to use a clothespin and let that dry for a minute. Now I'm going to take my piece of vellum, reinforce those score lines. I'm going to take my tearing tape and put it on this 1/4 inch piece right here. Go ahead and attach that. This is split down. Okay. The little lantern part is finished. Now I'm going to take this piece I just glued. I'm going to clip up to the center line, up to that first score line on each one of these. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and sliver all of these. I'll go ahead and cut this away at this point where these are meeting right there. Where those little, in other words, about 1 inch above the score line. Just to get it out of my way. Now I'm going to hand cut it, but I'm going to leave about, looks like about 1/4 inch where this die end stops right here. I'm going to cut it away right at that point. And that's going to only leave about 3/8 inch to hold together. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and put 2 of the ends together, opposite ends, and the other 2 ends together, and take those and start gluing all those together. Okay. This, and I'm going to take a scrap of black cardstock and I'm going to cover it. I'm going to take it and glue it one way. I glued both sides, but it's only necessary to glue one. Okay, it's all trimmed away. Now I'll glue that inside of there. I think it'll barely fit in there. If need be, go ahead and trim it to get it to fit in there. Now I'm going to take my vellum and I'm going to take some glue dots. I'll take some glue first and put this right here at this area that it has a little place to glue there, and maybe a little bit on the bird, both the birds. If I were to do it all over again, I would just use the glue at the base and use the glue dots where the cutout part was at, like 3 of them on each side. Okay, I'm trying to get my way down in here. Now I'm going to take a glue dot and put one at the top of each one of these pieces. Instead of 1, use 3. Since the glue dots stick right away, that'll help hold these pieces in. Now I'm going to take my little metal feet again, and I'm going to use my fabric tap glue. Amazon links for the glue and the feet are listed below. And glue those on. No, wrong side. Be sure and glue it on the right side. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you. Bye-bye.